it's going to be a little bit more on Nongshim to be able to start fights where they want to. They've got a Gnar that can bounce in. They've got Fate's Call, things like that. Lehens can play a little bit more like a madman. As he doesn't need very much encouragement to do.
I've always been a big enjoyer of Kingen's Gnar. I think his laning phases have been very good, and his Gnar bar management is really strong. If it was almost anyone else, like if we're looking at Clear or Dudu here in this draft, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. This is a little bit too complex to pilot because there isn't an extremely strong ball carrier here for Nongshim. Sure, Sponge can often, just set it up by just simply audaciously charging into the enemies.
Ooh, Scout and BDD fighting one another right now. The Orianna doing what she often does in the early levels, where you can really get control of the lane. All right, Pierce is going to go wide as Aiming is in a very awkward spot. There's a tempo barrier. It's going to be answered here by Aiming, but he almost dies to the rend.
Showcased pretty heavily in that Nautilus game in game 1.
Ooh, Sponge moving over. He's the one with Smite, so he will be able to take this if he wants it. There it goes. Cuz trying to do what he can here. He's the one with the red buff, so Sponge could be in a little bit of trouble.
Bottom side, it's domino effect.
The flash from Scout. Does get the flash out from BDD, and both of them now flashless. I think that probably works out less good for Scout. Forced to just farm with Mystic shots because there was no one really in the area. Lehens gets tethered, but is able to break that one.
Ooh, bit of a gank.
Now they're looking for it as Ghost has to flash very early. The flash forward from Taeyoon. It's not going to be quite enough to take down Ghost, though, as we can see. And so Nongshim.
Serious trouble here, and Sponge is not done yet. Cuz is in the area, though.
Yeah, Wind becomes lightning. Is going to come on through there. Gets the knock up onto Cuz as Aiming misses the W.
Getting closer to level 6, but doesn't have it yet.
Oh, dear. Ghost is just dead.
But why?
Well, I don't have the answer for you there, Wolf. I'm sorry. But he is dead. I do know that. First blood over to Sponge. Cuz was able to take the blue buff from Nongshim. That was what was spawning. It's probably okay. There's an Emperor's Divide onto Scout. Shockwave not quite working, but it is still going to be Scout escaping, not having to use the flash that wasn't quite up and available.
Scout does not have ult yet, but he still wants to make something happen down here. BDD is nowhere near.
Yeah, Aiming is going to Arcane Shift. Ghost does at least manage to pull Sponge away, but he is still very dead. That is 2 on the floor for the Karma.
That advantage further there on the bottom side. Sponge, though, finding again another angle.
There's a Shockwave onto BDD. He's going to shift the sands, though. He'll get out of there just fine.
They should be able to, with this Callista, which is basically a second smite, secure this dragon easy peasy.
Shockwave going to catch one as Ghost once again in a little bit of trouble here. There is Cuz with the decoy out, is able to keep himself safe.
Here, the Goldie not that massive anymore as Ghost.
What are we doing here, my friend?
I think just not expecting the Gnar to be down here, but still.
Terrell with not too much of a response here out of KT. And the last game looked like it was going horribly, but now, okay, got a little bit of an angle here as the Cyclone comes in. Fate's Call as Taeyoon does go down to the bailout, and unfortunately not going to get bailed out at all. That is money. This turret in a bit of trouble. Crystalline Overgrowth is there, but they're not going to proc it for now, as a Shockwave once again going to land onto BDD. Scout throwing this orb around willy-nilly. Let's see whether BDD can shift the sands in the right spot to get himself to safety, and it looks like the answer is yes for now, for the same combination of items. As Ghost is just dead again, Shockwave going to come on through, and Scout going to lock up that one. Oh dear.
For the Renekton, they get the third dragon.
Ooh,
maybe
handshake.
an angle? Maybe?
On cooldown as in goes Cuz. They get the Fate's Call out.
Out of, like, 80 carry.
Oh, there's the flash. They pick up Taeyoon. No Fate's Call or anything like that. They could have picked up Lehens as well, and that would have been another kill. Yeah, this is a very, very scary Gnar. All right, there's a Shirelius to come on through. Their handshake comes down as, oh dear, Taeyoon in so much trouble as he gets into that backline. Cuz taking so much damage. There's a flash forward from Perfect, and there is no bailout for that. The Crocodile's gigantic, but 2 kills swiftly back here for Nongshim as Aiming looks for Sponge and should be able to dive on top of him. It's Perfect that helps lock the target down. And KT finally doing something that we can put in the pros column.
It's the 3rd time they killed Taeyoon in this game. He's like, nah, it's still fine. I got my ult as Aiming?
Aiming. miss it.
Especially early last year, early this year. And I'm looking for him. And you know what? I think he found him.
Yeah, I'd say that he did. Sometimes you're walking out of your jungle and you just die to a Gnar.
Really have a ward to TP to here.
Well, there's a teleport coming in from Nongshim. It's a lot of damage onto Lehens. The Fate's Call does come down to try and keep him safe. As Cuz was spinning, has another charge, but isn't actually...
Sork pen boots aiming. Oh, not again.
We've seen this movie before. As he gets the shield from Ghost. Now Kingen going to get snared, but he just throws blocks of concrete around to do it as quickly as possible, because otherwise this Ocean Soul is going over to Nongshim. KT do move themselves forward. Cuz down very low. There's a hostile takeover to buy that space, and with the Rend, it's pretty comfortably taken down, although that was a little bit dangerous. Still now, there is a Dragon Soul onto Nongshim. Slice and dice here from Perfect as the Crescent Guard not doing too much. But KT, can they actually get in to try and capitalize on these buttons that are now on cooldown? Set of steps, I guess, or is it just sort of a lump? I'm not entirely sure. As Kingen throwing stuff around. Scout goes golden, though, as there's the Cyclone to come into that back line. Perfect. Slice and dice and flashes out of the way as Sponge right over the wall and will be able to stop that Crocodile and take away the GA at the same time. Cuz is just gone. He's gone somewhere else. As Empress Divide is going to push Kingen into the enemy base. So this Gnar is dead. But I just don't know whether that's going to be enough for KT to actually find themselves a victory here. But let's see whether BDD can find some magic as he's looking for a flank angle. Sponge goes in, they take down Ghost, but I don't know whether he is going to be a big problem in this fight as Kingen likely to go down as well. The flash forward from BDD aiming, he's going to be able to take that one down. True Shot Barrage gets into the back line, but now the flash forward from Taehoon. He's got a bailout in a dream. The bailout wears out, but it does not matter because they haven't killed him just yet. And now BDD gets hand shook and cannot do anything. He'll take down Lehens, but Lehens returns the favor. And Nongshim are looking at match point.
There is just really not a play to be made except BDD on this flank, trying to wear down Kingen, right? Yes, Ghost.
The shockwave as well. As that's going to be taken out.
I mean, if there's an angle for BDD, okay.
Oh, there's the flash in from Cuz as he looks for the Cyclone. Hostile takeover comes down, doesn't get a lot of value there as Taehoon's got the bailout and no one's really found him. Empress Divide not doing too much, but it is holding them on the other side. Crescent Guard from Sponge, sorry, just to keep him alive.
Where can I press R? I really want to hit multiple targets.
Yeah, Ghost is going to be able to snare Scout as Shockwave collects both of the monkeys. Cuz is going to survive those, surprisingly, and might be able to make it back to his fountain. The problem is, if they're on their fountain, they are not defending their Nexus. First Nexus turret is going to go down. Nongshim looking for the second as Taehoon just bounces behind the Nexus. And Perfect might be able to take down at least one or two of them, but I think the Dragon is going to come from the heavens to take him out after that Guardian Angel serves its purpose. And all right, Empress Divide is going to throw back Taehoon, but there is only a Sundis there. Taehoon had the bailout, so he's just fine. Picks up a double and will pick up the Nexus as well. There's match point for Nongshim and a 3-0 potential